KYC. The KYC section allows you to configure the way to collect, store, and process the customer data used for its verification in the platform and display in the system. Settings. The tab allows you to configure the KYC module to interact with the user. Fields. The tab allows to create and customize a set of fields to be filled in by a user or broker. The field can be used both in KYC questionnaires and in the user's profile, depending on the settings. It can be visible to the user or hidden from him. For demonstration purposes, several fields will be created in the example. To create a new field, click the Create Field button. In the Open Side page, it is necessary to enter the field title, which will be displayed to the user. Enter the field code, if the data will be used to generate document templates downloaded by the user. Optionally, you can enter a comment, which is used for notes and will be visible only in the admin panel. Next, you need to select one of the field types. Let's create a text field with validation by text with a string length limit, in which we will request the last name, first name, and middle name of the user. In the description field, you can enter a description that will be displayed to the client. In the help text field, you can enter text that will be displayed behind the question mark icon. You can also add localization for each field, which will be applied for users with other system languages. To apply the changes and create the field, click the Create button. Now let's create a field that implies checking a checkbox. Let's specify the title. Set the field type to checkbox, and specify the help text. Let's set the default value to no. In this case, the client will check the checkbox himself while filling out the questionnaire. Click the Create button to create the field. Now let's create a field with the possibility of selecting several answer options. Specify a title. Set the field type to checkbox group. Set the explanation in the help text, and add several answer choices from which the user can select the ones that suit him. Click the Create button to create the field. Now, let's create a field with the ability to attach files for the user to further attach his documents. Let's specify the title, set the field type files, set the description, and an explanation in the help text. Click the Create button to create the field. For convenience, any field from the table can be copied by specifying a new name for it and saving the copy. Clicking on the pencil icon will open a side page where you can change the data and delete the field. Questionnaire settings. Questionnaires are sets of different page elements that can be used both to display data and to fill out data. If you click the Add Questionnaire button, the form of its creation will open, where you should specify its name for display in the system and add pages with data displayed to the user. A questionnaire can contain several pages with information. To add a new page, click the Add Page button. For each page inside the questionnaire, specify the title that will be displayed to the user. You can also specify a description and a hint text for it, which will be displayed when hovering over the hint icon near the page description. On each page, you can add different types of items, unchangeable text that can be displayed in one of the specified styles, any of the previously created fields, field group divider, and an image that will be displayed to the user. For demonstration purposes, let's create another page and give it a title. Now let's go to the first page and place some fields we created there. For this purpose, click the Add Item button and select the field type. In the list, select one of the fields created earlier. Repeat the action for the rest of the created fields. Let's place a logical divider on the page. Add a text field with one of the selected styles to the page. If the required field checkbox is checked, the user will not be able to continue filling out the questionnaire if it is not filled in a field. Fields can be dragged within one page, as well as moved to other pages. Let's move some fields to the second page and go to it. For page fields, you can set the conditions under which they will be displayed. To do this, select Show if in the selector. Select a field that involves selecting options, match or mismatch rules, and set the field values at which the page will be displayed. You can also add dependency of field display on multiple fields by adding and or conditions and one or more additional fields. Display rules can also be set for the whole page. Please note, the field that is set in the display condition must be filled and must be above on the page or on previous pages. The field for which the display rule is created will be displayed only if the field from the condition is filled with a selected value. When you have finished customizing the display, click the Save button to apply the changes. Now, let's go back to the list of questionnaires. The preview mode allows to see the created questionnaire from a user's point of view to check the correct display of fields, as well as the work of conditions. Now, let's go back to the settings and go to Step Settings. In this tab, you can create and customize the steps displayed to the user when passing KYC. To create a new step, you need to click on the Create button. Each step can contain a single questionnaire, a level with some the details of customization, of which will be presented in another video, or document templates. Steps of internal type can contain previously created questionnaires. Let's create such a step by specifying its name and selecting the created questionnaire. For each of the step types, it is possible to set its expiration time, after which the user will be offered to pass the verification step again. If the checkbox OTP required is enabled, after passing the questionnaire, the user will be asked for a one-time code to confirm completion of the step, according to the authorization method selected in the settings. When the Create button is clicked, the step will be displayed in the table of steps. For a step of the document type, at least one document template should be generated in the Documents section. For a step, it is necessary to specify a name. Optionally, you can specify the name of the document, its description and footer content that will be displayed to the user. The document template field allows selecting one or several document templates that will be provided to the client for familiarization after passing the step. Document templates are generated in the Documents section. Documents section. In the section, you can add document templates that can be used to generate documents for the user at the stage of going through the KYC procedure. To create a new template, you should press the Add Template button and specify its title. Enter an optional code to be displayed to the administrator, an internal comment, and a link to the document on the administrator's Google Drive. The Show to User checkbox allows you to enable the document to be displayed in the user's settings with the fields filled in. The administrator can see the documents in the user's profile regardless of whether the checkbox is enabled. To create a document template, click the Create button. Please note, to create document templates, it is necessary to bind the Google account on which disk they are stored. Available data. The tab stores variables that can be copied into document templates to substitute user data. Broker data. KYC fields for which the code is set. User profile. Formulas used in the system and data from the user card are available for copying into the document. If the field substituted in the document is filled when generating the document according to the template, then the value entered by the user will be specified in it. Otherwise, the entered code will be deleted from the text. Setting the steps order. The steps order is regulated in the Steps tab. The Edit Step Order button allows you to set the order of filling steps separately for corporate and personal profiles. To make a step available to a client, it should be moved from the list of available steps to the list of active ones. The order of filling out steps can be changed by dragging and dropping. The Save button applies the changes made. Please note, the KYC procedure is considered enabled only if at least one step is in the list of active steps. If there are no steps, the account created for the profile will be active immediately after registration. Editing profile forms. In the side page, the forms are displayed to personal and corporate clients, as well as to the administrator, are customized. The personal forms field specifies a form to be displayed to a client with a personal profile in their settings. The corporate forms field specifies a form to display to a client with a corporate profile. Admin personal and corporate forms are displayed in the administrative terminal in the details of the client's profile. Registration personal and corporate forms are displayed to the client directly when registering in the platform. To save the displayed profile forms, click the Save button. Applicants. The table contains all the profiles that have started the KYC procedure. When you go to an applicant's card, you can see their verification status and the verification status of each step. Next, we will tell you about the main statuses. Each profile is initially in the status profile verification, is required, and step is in the status available. After the client sends a past step to the administrator for verification, it goes to the status, submitted, and the profile goes to the status profile under review. While the step is in the status, the client can change the data in the profile. At any change by the administrator, the step goes to the status under review. The status on hold can be assigned to a step by the administrator in case it took more time to check. The Mark Wrong button in each field of a step allows you to specify the comment displayed to the user when reopening the step. When making such a change, it is recommended to set the status additional info required, so the user will see the comment set by the administrator. In case of such a change, the profile will be set to the status, and update is required. After the user has correctly filled in the information, the administrator assigns a verified status to the step, for which it is possible to specify the expiration time if it was not set in the step settings. The step can also be assigned the status level expired, in which case the client will need to go through the verification step again. The final status of the step rejected is assigned by the administrator if the verification of the step and profile should be rejected. The final verification status, profile verified, is automatically assigned to the profile after the customer has been verified in each of the steps included in the KYC procedure.